John Wick has become something of a pop culture phenomenon, and we can totally understand why he's awesome. I mean, just look at him go. He operates in the mysterious worlds beyond our own. With plenty of mysteries yet to be unearthed, we are sure to learn more when John Wick 4 comes out. But until then, we have to manage to dig few deleted scenes from John Wick which could potentially change the course of the story. Sit tight as you find all of them, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's dive in. As we see in John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick finds himself in Rome on mission. It's a great part as we get to see a different continental hotel and John operating remotely in a different part of the world, where he's just as recognized by his peers, but as we see, Rome has a dark secret about the hidden world. Despite him being an assassin, John is also a man of God as evidenced by his tattoos. So what makes sense that he would make a pilgrimage to the Vatican when in Rome? Only John isn't going to the Vatican to talk to God. As it turns out, the Vatican is itself embedded in John's world. He makes his way to a rather busy building complete with Nin rushing about. He is granted access, and by declaring the name of his target, he is given access to His Holiness himself. We can understand why this scene was ultimately cut from the movie. It doesn't add too much to the narrative, but how crazy is it that the Pope is in on the secret world that John inhabited? This only makes us wonder, are the nuns armed? Does the Pope know any fighting moves? How the hell is he involved? Well, this season brings up many more questions like this, and we need them answered fast. John Wick Chapter 3 or Parabellum brought in a whole bunch of antagonists for John to fight against. With none more prevalent than the hero, he is a bit of an odd one to be honest. He was cold and efficient, but he was a total fanboy around John. Played by Mark Dacascos, Zero was tasked by the adjudicator to bring John down after he was labeled excommunicado. Zero got to have the big finale fight scene with John right after he fought two guys from the raid moves. So the finale was certainly action-packed, but Dacascos is actually bummed out that some of his scenes were removed from the movie. Things he promised was very cool. Specifically, he mentioned there was a scene between him and the adjudicator that we didn't get to see. Dacascos also mentioned that a lot of history was cut off from the movie. So there must be something neat that ties it back to the adjudicator and Zero. What this is still remains a question, and we can only speculate, but it's enough to show enough regret from the actor regarding the final scene. Maybe the adjudicator had to test Zero and probably had a one versus many fight scene, or a shocking revelation was cut in order to be used in Chapter 4. Dacascos was hoping the scene would be included on home video special features. Well, this wasn't the case, keeping the moment shrouded in secrecy. Part of what makes John Wick's films so great and awesome is the casting support. One of the earliest associates we meet in the franchise is Aurelio, the mechanic who owns the shady garage played by John Leguizamo. He takes care of John in his car and has ties to the Continental. In the second film, John is tasked by the Santino di Antonio, seriously what a name, to eliminate his own sister. John initially refuses despite being in possession of a marker which would compel him to undertake any request. So Antonio burns down John's house, but seriously, that was the tip of the iceberg when it came to convincing John to honor his blood oath. Santino and his goons pay Aurelio a visit at his garage, likely before burning John's house. Aurelio verbally spars with the Italian crime lord for a bit before Santino makes his way to John's damaged car. Aurelio states thus Santino cannot buy his car, despite the crime lord insisting he's not interested in buying a muscle car. Aurelio states that the owner has attachment issues towards the car, but Santino doesn't care about the cars. He asks Aurelio where it is, it's being the stash of coins that acts as a currency in the underworld. Aurelio gets beaten up and Santino then threatens all the lives of his employees, which gets Aurelio to give up the stash. Santino then declares that Aurelio works for him now. Overall, it doesn't add up too much for the plot, as Aurelio doesn't return for the rest of the movie, nor does he appear in Chapter 3, but it's actually really well enacted and fun to watch as a short film. Clocking in at under 2 minutes, this scene actually offers quite a lot of things and includes a guest appearance by Charlie, or known as the cleaner. He's the guy you pay to get any sort of mess cleaned up, and according to Charlie, business is going really well thanks to the actions of John Wick. The rest of the scene shows up Santino and Winston discussing things while in Rome. From the get-go, it's pretty clear that Winston thinks Antonio is being reckless, but by the end of the scene, we also get that Santino also has no respect for Winston, relegating him to a glorified butler. Winston mentions to Santino, who is out for blood, that he can't change everything at once and there is a thing called as rules. As the head of the Continental in New York, it's rules that govern Winston's life. Nevertheless, Santino states that rules are meant to be broken. Ironically, the breaking of Continental's rules later on in the movie is what ultimately related in Santino's demise. Due to his flagrant disrespect towards Winston, why the boss of the New York's Continental was low-key rooting for John Wick. Sure, they are friends, but John conducts business on hotel grounds, yet Winston, being no fan of Santino, ends up giving John an ass heads up. This scene helps reinforce Winston's decision at the end of the movie and sets things up nicely. John Wick may be a former renowned man of many talents, but he's since put that behind him, at least come the early moments of the first film. He's married, likes working on his car, and tries to live a normal life. With such a life, things might seem a little bit mundane than they once were. So John needs to help pass time with a hobby. Thanks to this deleted scene from the first film, we know just what his hobby is, and it's simultaneously unexpected and totally fitting with the character. This particular scene wasn't included with the bonus material. Instead, Keanu Reeves actually talked about this particular scene in question while promoting Chapter 3. He described John's pastime as being a book restorer, fixing up leather-bound editions. Keanu described this hobby as his vacation, and when you think about it, the hobby may seem totally random at first, but it actually makes sense. John is a fairly solitary individual despite having so many peers. Honestly, we had the impression that he would be a hermit and remove himself from the society, just spending time with his wife by fixing old books. John gets to pay attention to the detail and nuance, but to fix things as opposed to unloading a clip in someone's face. Interestingly, John's passion was specifically restoring old Victorian children's books, and if you keep your eyes wide open around John's house, you'll spot some of those books lurking about. Well, that sums up our list of all the unseen and deleted scenes from John Wick. Well, they could also be saving this material for the upcoming movies, or did they just discard them? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, stay safe and stay tuned for more.